Alright, what's going on, you guys? It's your boys from Hoop Network. We got Jared, Dave, the GOAT himself, Nebu.
Oh my god.
So today is currently St. Patty's Day. You know, we're celebrating it inside.
It is St. Patty's Day today.
It is St. Patty's Day.
I forgot all about that.
Give him a little St. Patty's Day flex somewhere on the screen. Alright. Crazy times in the world today.
Absolutely.
We're going to definitely start off with talking about those crazy times. We're going to start off with the NBA currently being suspended.
Right, so the coronavirus has NBA basketball suspended alongside with pretty much every other sporting organization in the entire world. So now we're here. Everyone's kind of just locked up doing their own thing. So our first topic is really going to be what the NBA should do next. So we have about three options here. So the NBA can either pick up where they left off and kind of finish out the regular season, but they're talking about not even starting the season until like June or July. So that would definitely leak into the next year quite a bit. Or they can hop right into the playoffs, or the season will just be canceled in general. Or something else we'll talk about in today's video is actually Spencer Dinwiddie's bracket. But before we get into that, let's talk about those three options. So, Nebu, what do you think is the option we should do?
The option I think we should do is continue the season. The option that I think will happen will be that the season's going to get canceled. Because right now it's what?
Well, yeah, we should continue the season, but what should we start from where we left off, or right to the playoffs?
Start where we left off. Because you can't. All right, there's so much that goes into it. You can't. There's all this seeding, all the bottom teams in the West are a couple games apart. Like anything could happen. The Pelicans and the Grizzlies are fighting for that last ace seed with the Spurs. Then you can't just start with the playoffs after these guys haven't been playing. They can't even practice right now. Right. They're literally at home, just resting, just chilling, playing video. All of them are playing video games, streaming now, or doing something like that. So they need to, even when it starts up, there still needs to be a time period when they can start practicing and get into game shape.
And there'll be a time period for that, even if it goes right into the playoffs. There's still going to be a time period for you to practice and get back into shape right before the playoffs.
But how long is that? You going to give them a week and then just boom, playoffs?
You got to do what you got to do.
I don't know. I think the season should be done. Should continue on.
You take it. What you got on that?
I was just getting the mic in the middle, trying to help everybody out, facilitate. As a person in the middle, I feel like I bear a responsibility here. Here's what I think, and this is what I think should happen. It's going to be entirely different for what is going to happen because we know as organized sports, they have to make a very select decision. I think they should definitely just buffer out some of this season. Obviously, it's going to get missed. You know what I mean? You can push the date back. I think all the players would be alright with that, considering it'll be playoff time and all that. I don't think it'll be the most ideal situation for everybody if they push it back and then they have a shorter off season. So I think they'll definitely scratch out some of the season, and they're just gonna say hey, this is how much time you have left to get in your spots, basically. So I think we're gonna know which teams are gonna be eliminated. But you know what I mean? It's basketball. That stuff's pretty much set, except for those people batting out in that close battle for the 8th seed. We pretty much know which teams are gonna go in there, which teams are gonna go out. Dinwiddie's bracket would be pretty cool, but that's not going to happen. But yeah, so they'll scratch out the season and start the playoffs, I feel like, is what should happen. But here's the thing. Like Nebu said, I think they could really cancel the season. I really do.
Oh, I would not be surprised at all at this point. If the season gets canceled, I would not be surprised. Kevin Durant also has coronavirus now, so
along with three
other Nets. So it's been a widespread problem, and it's going to continue to be one for the foreseeable future. No one knows how long it's really going to last, but the NBA, they do so much traveling, it's just so easy for them to contract it. It's a lot of time on the road. That's the easiest way to get this virus right now. So, assuming the season doesn't get canceled, my vote would be to just go into the playoffs, really. Yeah, it sucks for the bottom teams, but it kind of sucks for also the top teams too. Just lost down a ton of momentum going into the playoffs. This is a lose-lose situation for everybody across the board, not just bottom teams, but top teams, however you want to look at it. It's also giving everyone time to heal as well, though, and recover. So I mean, I guess it's nice to see some benefits throughout, all this darkness going on right now. But so assuming that the season was canceled today, right? Let's say tweet comes out, Woj bomb, season's canceled. Who's getting what awards? Even though they probably won't give any out, just because the season was cut short. But if we were voting, the Hoop Network panel, what are we giving everyone? So our MVP, who do we got? So I mean, my MVP is Giannis. I don't know if we're on the same boat here or not, but y'all can have your take.
Same boat.
LeBron had a chance if the season didn't get canceled to make a last-second push with Giannis being injured, but if the season gets canceled, Giannis is definitely in first.
Yeah, that's the thing too. I think, and that's just funny. That's going to be the most fun part to watch is like how the media kind of twisted because LeBron definitely had a strong push as of late. If you consider that a whole season, LeBron had a really good push at the end. Man, the Lakers themselves were just hot. But you got to give it to Giannis though. You got to give it to Giannis.
No, yeah, I mean like I'm a Lakers fan, as we know here on the channel, and my vote is with Giannis. I mean, he's same thing as last year, just from start to finish. Has just been the best player in the regular season. I mean, it could be a different story in the playoffs like it was last year, but regular season, that's what the MVP is. From start to finish, he's been the best. And his numbers are even better than last year's and on less minutes. And they have a better record. So, like, how do you not win it? So LeBron James and the Lakers beat the Clippers and the Bucks there kind of towards the end of the season. And that made LeBron James a very strong contender to win the MVP over Giannis, just because they beat them. But Lakers are 1-2 against the Clippers, and they're 1-1 against the Bucks. So, the media is just kind of picking and choosing what games held the most importance at what times, which kind of sucks. But they're definitely trying to push the narrative for LeBron James this season, which is what it is. I mean, he's obviously has a very strong case for it still, but I think the no-brainer is Giannis. Our next award, we're going to get into the Rookie of the Year. Zion was obviously making a very strong push there, but Ja's been doing it all season. What do we got? Like, who's our Rookie of the Year? Mine is Ja. I'm still going with Ja.
Man, it's really tough. I'm gonna go in here. All right, do they usually consider record when they do Rookie of the Year?
They don't. But see, this is the thing. This is where the media starts twisting stuff because I feel like if Zion was able to get the Pelicans to the playoffs, he would have won Rookie of the Year. Yeah. No doubt. Sure. But the thing is, that's never mattered in the history of Rookie of the Year voting, ever. But it's just the media pushing a narrative.
No, I'm definitely going to have to agree with that. If the Pelicans would make the playoffs, Zion would win.
100% he would have won Rookie of the Year.
But Matisse Thybulle.
All right, here's the other thing. Do they go by your whole season longevity, or do they go by your averages? Their averages are pretty close.
No, they go by how many games you played.
They go if it's close, they would go by averages. Yeah. But Ja's played so much more than Zion,
right?
That if Zion played the whole year, he would probably get it. He would probably have won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, if he was able to produce those numbers the whole time, then for sure.
All right, I'm going to read the stats here. Man,
I think Zion's averaging about 24 a game.
Yeah, we got John Morant averaging 17.6 points per game on 3.5 rebounds, 6.9 assists, a field goal percentage of 49.1%. Zion, on the other hand, is around 20. They're averaging around the same exact minutes too. Points, 23.6 points per game. That is crazy. 58.9% field goal percentage. That's crazy. Rebounds 6.8% and 2.2 assists.
I think if it was the whole season, Zion would get it. Zion didn't play the whole season, unfortunately. Wish we could have seen it. Ja's gonna get it.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I was rooting for Ja the entire time. Honestly, just because of all the hype that Zion's been getting, I feel like Ja's been on forgotten about. But the fact that Zion Williams came out and said, I'm like that." Yeah, they could go either way. I wouldn't be upset which either way they give, but I think Ja does deserve it too because he's legit the dude on the team. Come on, he's the reason they're winning.
The only time I would say something similar to this could have happened the other way was when Joel was a rookie and it was Brogdon and Saric who were nowhere near as good as he was, and he had some votes, but he only played like 30 games. That was the only time something close. So if Ja wasn't here, maybe Zion would win it, but Ja's here. Zion isn't going to win it.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything that we all had to say there. So for our Rookie of the Year, so we're all in agreement with Ja Morant.
Yeah.
I'll give it to Ja, yeah.
I'll give it to Ja. So let's go into Most Improved. This has been a close one for Most Improved. There's a lot of players that I could give the award to. I mean, from players like Devontae Graham.
Yeah.
You got, I think the front runner is Brandon Ingram. You can even realistically try and put Siakam back in the mix again. You can say Siakam again because, I mean, he may have had the most progression like out of any player in a long time. Like his jump from like he went from being a nobody just last year, like no one knew who he was at the start of the season, to like now he's an all-star, literally 2 years later. So I'm trying to think who else was even on the board for the award. Okay. I think Brandon Ingram definitely is the front runner for it though.
Okay, but Brandon Ingram was still okay. So Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram was doing what he was doing before he got injured last year. I would say Siakam didn't.
That was like only for like 10 games.
Okay, but
then
you
he got
could
injured.
You could see he was a
yeah, but you still have people like Nathan going, he phony though.
Okay,
phony.
but you don't know. Okay, but he don't know. But that wasn't phony. We were saying that's not
No,
phony.
I say he liked that. That's what I was saying. Like,
even last year wasn't doing what he was doing this year.
Siakam was buckets last year.
He was, but even in the playoffs, like he was still like disappearing for some games. He was buckets sometimes.
We don't know what he would have done in the playoffs this year yet.
I mean, yeah, but this whole season, what he was doing this whole season, he wasn't doing at any point last season.
Well, I mean, he also had Kawhi.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, you tell me last season you thought he was going to be a number one option in the league, and he was going to be like this fast?
No, I didn't.
He became a number one option like that.
No, but he was already like, because for me with Brandon Ingram, the whole season, except for like the last, few games after the All-Star break, and then he had those blood clots, he was still just Brandon Ingram.
Okay.
And then it was like, bam, all right, now he's like putting up 25, 30, 35, like, and Nathan's like, oh, no, that's voted. I'm like, no, he liked that. Like, he's a bucket.
Okay.
And then he comes in, the Pelicans is a butt, but right out the gate, he's averaging like 26 a game or something like that this season, like 25, 26 a game. Like, he's just a straight bucket now. And his efficiency is great. Like, he's a really good three-point shooter. And he's become a better defender. I mean, because he's long. I mean, he's got like that KD type length, so he's always good. Like, he could be a versatile defender as well. So, I don't know. And I'm not a huge advocate on, like, okay, we're going to get somebody in most improved player back-to-back. It's just like,
but that's like out of the facts, though.
I still have Brandon Ingram.
All right, I got the stats
if you
here.
got Brandon Ingram above him, do you still have Siakam too then? Like, or is Siakam still up there?
Siakam's up there, though. Siakam's up there.
I understand where Brandon Ingram comes in, but I don't think the stats really suggest that as much. It's definitely right now Devontae Graham in terms of who took the biggest leap.
Yeah, Devontae Graham. His leap was crazy.
Pascal Siakam here, we got from 2018 to 2019, we have... So, starting in 2019 first, and then 2018 would be the latter. We have 23.6 points a game versus 16.9 points a game. 7.5 rebounds versus 6.9 rebounds. 3.6 assists and against 3.1 assists. So the assists are staying around the same, rebounds around the same. He's definitely improved just a little bit. Points is his biggest jump with about 7. Yeah. And then... Yeah, Devontae Graham, man, has really had the biggest jump in terms of from the yearly. He's averaging 18.2 points per game this year as opposed to 4.7 in 2018. 7.5 assists as opposed to 2.6. 3.4 rebounds against 1.4.
See, my only problem with Devontae Graham, so Devontae Graham, his points have jumped up a lot. But the efficiency is terrible. I don't even think he's shooting at 40% from the field. Now, your points per game go up dramatically, but I mean, so do his shots per game. and he's shooting awful from the field, but he is lights out from behind the three-point line, so he does make up for him there. I just want to see a little more efficiency though before I go like, yeah, he's the most improved player, because like you can give a lot of players 15, 20 shots a game, they're going to put up 15 to 20 points a game, even if it's bad efficiency. But that's just my take on Devontae.
Looking at you, Terry Rozier. Looking right at you.
Yeah, he dropped that 40 piece at the end of the season, though.
He did.
He let everyone know real quick, yo, I ain't a complete bum. Nah, he is, though.
Last, Brandon Ingram got 24.2 points as opposed to last year's 18.3. But he was picking up during the end of the year last year. So do you really consider that? Like, do you consider like that he was pretty much doing that last year? Like, you pretty much had to
okay, there was something
Brandon
similar with Giannis, though. I feel like Giannis did that same kind of thing.
Where he still took a massive jump, even though he started to see it.
He went
you
like,
have to look at the season total numbers for Brandon Ingram from last year to this year. Not just like the last 10 games after the All-Star break. That's just a little sample size.
I'm saying, but that's kind of similar. I'm pretty sure it was something similar like with Giannis's year that he won most improved. He went like the second half of the season before he started balling out. And then the next season he just continued on that, kind of like what Brandon Ingram did. And then he still got it. So, I mean, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
It's on the fence for. Okay, I feel like we got 3 different players here.
This is why we need more NBA.
Yeah.
This is why we need more NBA, all right? And it would be super weird, man. Like, you could always like go back into context because the whole momentum thing really matters. Like, what if some of these guys comes back and there's like what if things drastically change? Like, it's almost a little mini offseason. Like, you never know.
It is.
Yeah, that's gonna be the most interesting thing when it does come back is that whole, yeah, like what the hell just happened? That we just stopped playing basketball for a little bit. But the fact that Pascal Siakam has been in it for 2 years in a row is just astounding. And
because he took a massive jump the year
way to
before.
go. I also think he is the man there now because it's not so much Kawhi anymore.
Yeah, because if we're talking about like most improved player, like that kind of jump, I can argue Luka Doncic then. Who would have thought his jump would have been? He went from being he's gonna be nice. Who would have thought he was gonna be MVP candidate in the very next season?
Okay, what about Trae Young too then?
That's what I'm saying. That's why we can't just do this though. Like that's why it's like like that's the same thing I said with Giannis. I was like he just won most improved player, but he's really in the running for MVP already when he won most improved.
Yeah, okay.
That's why it's just tough for me to give someone like.
I'm pretty sure Steph Curry almost won it back to back.
Yeah, like that's like I can't give awards like that because it's like they're way better than like the people that are winning most improved player. At least like at that time period.
So what does most improved player have to go to like a shittier player?
It has to go to someone. To me, it has to go to someone who is literally like.
They just took a jump.
They took a jump. They went from being like Siakam, right? When he won it, that's to me the perfect example of most improved player.
That was literally the perfect example.
Yeah, that's it. Because like. To me, it was like, so when Giannis won it, I'm like, Giannis is already dumb nice.
So there's a certain point where you're saying you're too nice to win that award.
Basically, yeah.
Basically, you can say that.
Yeah.
So you could basically say that.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying.
So who's someone like, all right, so...
Not that you can't, so like, you can win it, but
it's basically a rising star. Like, you think about it
okay, well then I can understand that, but what if it's
here's
like...
the thing, though, that's how we're defining the award, and the award is literally just who improved the most, like, I think. Like, you know what I mean? Like...
No, but that's usually who it does kind of go to, kind of like an up and comer.
Yeah.
But what if like Devin Booker just starts averaging 40 points next season?
All right, yeah.
He's gonna win MVP. He's not gonna win most improved.
Okay, but is that not most improved?
It is, but they're not gonna give it to him though. Like
I agree that they're not, but is that not most improved? He just jumped almost 20 points a game.
See, okay, to me, right? Yeah. So technically, yeah, you're most improved player, but. You exceed past winning that award. Like now, you like okay. Are you gonna give him most improved player and MVP in the same season?
He could.
Yo, man, okay. I'm saying, most likely it's not gonna happen.
How would it be opposed to that? Okay, if Devin Booker became an MVP candidate next season, dropping 40 points, not 40 points. Let's say he drops like 35. He starts doing what Harden's doing, right?
Was the Suns winning games though?
Is that they're winning games. They're winning games. He's like in the MVP.
All right, what seed are they in?
He's okay. Basically, fuck James Harden. Devin Booker's the new James Harden. Devin Booker does that, and the Rockets or the Suns are like top 5 seed, whatever. That's what he took him from, like being at the bottom to a top 5 seed. He just stepped his game up. His assists, his rebounds, his points, everything goes up. He's an MVP candidate from being he's a star player, obviously.
Yeah.
To being an MVP. You're telling me someone like Devontae Graham should win it over that?
No, but that doesn't. A scenario like that doesn't happen like often.
It doesn't.
So that's what. So if we had a scenario like that, then sure, like yeah, I'll give it to Devin Booker. But in the like normal sense, what usually happens is like there's an uppercomer who just breaks out, has a breakout season, and they win it. That's usually how I interpret most improved player. But we've been on this one for a while, so I feel like we had like 3 different players. Like you were big for Siakam. You like Devontae Graham. I like Brandon Ingram. So the award is a toss-up. So, you know. But our next award, who we got?
He also just likes Brandon Ingram because he used to be a Laker. That's just throwing that one out there.
But is he not a bucket?
He's a bucket.
Okay, well, yeah. It's not like I might have a little bias, but he is the favorite to win the award, though.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the next award. We got talk about Rookie of the Year, Most Improved, MVP. How about Defensive Player of the Year? It's got to be Rudy Gobert.
Shut the whole league down.
It's got to be Rudy.
The whole league down.
He shut the whole NBA down, man. There's got to be Rudy Gobert.
Yo, chill out. Can't be doing that.
Corona. Nah, but all right. On the rail though.
Giannis.
AD.
Giannis.
AD. Convince me. Why is it Giannis?
I mean, I don't know what you want me to say.
Convince me. Why is it Giannis?
He's the Bucks' best defense in the league. He's the best defensive player in the league. He doesn't have other like star defenders around him. Like Anthony Davis is surrounded by.
Eric Bledsoe's dumb nice. He's like not first team, but he's like top team defense.
Okay, he's alright. He's alright. Most of that goes off like reputation at this point. Most of the like all NBA defense, all NBA like that mostly starts going off of reputation at a certain point. Once you make it, I feel like once you make it 1 or 2 times, you're like considered a good defender and you're just on it. Like, am I wrong?
No, yeah, I agree.
Okay,
I agree. But I mean, like, if you have the best defense in the league, like your team gotta be playing some straps, though.
Yeah, but he's the focal point. He's the focal point of his defense.
Hey, I'm all for Giannis. I wouldn't be mad if he won Defensive Player of the Year. I'm just saying, I think it's AD though. No bias.
That's cap. He's gonna cap right to y'all. Just let you know that.
I'll end the debate and I'll tell you who the defensive player is. And it's very simple. It's Matisse.
Thank you. All right, this is it.
It's Matisse.
This is the energy we need.
It's Matisse from them Sixers.
This is the energy we need.
Ben Simmons would be up there if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah, Ben Simmons.
If he didn't get hurt,
because Ben Simmons, like Matisse, you think about Matisse as a defensive anchor on that team, but Ben Simmons has been freaking straps.
No, I'm giving it to Ben Simmons for Matisse.
Straps.
Yeah, no. But
yeah, he's
definitely
been getting just crazy transition plays because of all those steals and stuff like that. Definitely. But I'm gonna go with Giannis. I'm gonna go with Giannis myself too.
I'm not mad at it. I'm taking AD.
He
No, I'm not sorry about it because we can look at the advanced stats and everything points for Anthony Davis this season, but that's a different story.
Hold up. AD's up there for MVP and Defensive Player of the Year for all you LeBron dick riders. All right, don't be saying LeBron ain't got no help.
Nah, come on.
Don't be saying LeBron don't got help. If you
saying LeBron don't have help at this point, you just blind. You're just blind. All right, so we got Giannis, AD for Defensive Player of the Year. Now we're going to go to, Coach of the Year. It's either Frank Vogel or Mike Budenholzer. That's usually who the award goes to, one of the top seeds. Or, like, sometimes they give it to someone who's like a top 3 seed.
Get some Nick Nurse love.
I can see Nick Nurse being Coach of the Year. He's arguably the best coach in the NBA right now, honestly. Who would have thought that the Raptors should still be the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference after losing potentially the best player in the NBA. Top
and
3.
Danny Green, that's big balls too.
And Danny Green. Definitely lost 2 huge pieces to their team, and they didn't even really take a step back at all. They're still one of the best defensive teams in the league. But I'm thinking Coach of the Year, I don't know, it's always tough for me. Like, I really don't care too much about the award. Whatever, I don't really care who wins it. I'm just going to vote Nick Nurse. So.
Wow. All right.
We're back. Camera cut out for a little bit. You think it would beep a few times before it just turned off unexpectedly, but, next $1 million idea.
Technology.
So, Jared basically said he doesn't really care about Coach of the Year. That's where we left off last. I will also go with Nick Nurse. I appreciate some good coaching, So for all you coaches out there, you guys keep it up, and your opinion and your well-being is
Hey,
carried
don't
on
make it seem like I don't
my
appreciate
eyes.
good coaching.
No. Stay over there.
No, yeah,
Stay
you
over
should have heard the things this man was saying while the camera was off. It was absurd.
Nick Nurse.
I appreciate good coaching.
I got you for Coach of the Year too, Nick Nurse. You're doing a fantastic job. I did not.
You're doing all right in our eyes.
Did not think you guys were going to be this good. Hats off to you. Yeah. No cap. Like.
Okay.
So our next award is Sixth Man of the Year. It's either, for me, I guess it's between Lou Will, Dennis Schroeder.
Like I'm Lou Will.
I mean, I guess like you were saying, we'll give Dennis Schroeder some love. I'll give it to Dennis Schroeder. Balling off.
Yeah, I got Dennis Schroeder. The Thunder too. Thunder have been hooping. I thought they were gonna be terrible.
I'm just a Lou Will fan. I'm gonna give it to Lou Will. I'm gonna give it to Lou Will.
I'm a Lou Will fan too, but yeah, gotta share the love some days.
No, for sure. For sure.
Gotta share the love.
Where are we going to next on this award list?
That's all the awards.